Barry Farber is well known as a dynamic speaker. He's also an entrepreneur, marketer, and co-inventor of innovative products, best-selling author, and frequent television guest and host. He is a leading expert on sales, marketing, and personal achievement, and president of the Diamond Group that works in licensing, marketing, promoting, building brands, and agency representation. First of all, great to see you, Barry.
Thanks. Good to see you, Mike.
Tell us about this pen. I mean, it's the flat pen, but it just shows you that whatever you want to do in life, you can do.
Right. Well, this product had a lot of rejections, but as you can see, sometimes when you fall flat on your face, okay, and you get back up, you unfold many new opportunities, and that's the key. Whether it's a pen, whether it's a person, a product, is to understand that when you fall, you get back up and you understand what intelligent action you can take to make it more effective the next time.
As an example, though, did you ever feel like, no, this is not going to work, this product? And can you relate that to anybody's lives? I mean, how many times can you keep getting up?
Absolutely. There was a point in this product where I was going to give up, where I just said, but you think about all the time you spend and what you're doing to get a return on effort, and then you look at what is the value here. Do you believe in it? And you have to really look deep down, and then you have to commit to it. You have to say failure's not an option. I'm going to get this done. There's no option for failure, whether it was from the Apollo 13 and how they got him back and nobody had an inkling in their mind that there was an option to, okay, we won't be able to do this. Failure wasn't an option. You have to believe that, and if you don't see value on the other side, if you don't feel and believe deep down what you have is correct and you can provide value with it, it's going to be very difficult to get to that point and go over obstacles when they're big in your way.
Let's talk about networking. How important is networking for doing good business?
It's everything, and I think it gets a bad name. People handing out business cards and trying to push product or...
What is good networking?
Well, the first thing is listening well. I think somebody once told me years ago, as a owner of an office products company, I was doing a seminar for, he sat down and he goes, you know what's great? He gave me this quote. He said, learn to listen and listen to learn. And I think we don't understand how powerful it is when you're with somebody. The first thing to do, we want to talk about what we do, what we've done, what we're selling, but we don't realize that if you really ask questions and throw it back on the other person to find out what their background is, what they do, what their challenges are, where do they come from, whatever your situation is, and explore that first to understand a little bit about them, you'll understand how to make your presentation more effective, or at least understand which way to position yourself.
Bad networking. What is bad networking? I mean, you would have seen some real, as we would say, doozies, real blunders along the way.
I'm a big believer in a numbers game, but if you're doing the numbers and just not doing any research to understand how to be more qualified in your calls or the people you're talking to, you can get worn down, and after a while, people don't see the value you bring to the table. Networking is building a relationship. My belief is the only way I found ways to build relationships with people around me. And I came to a situation in my life where I'm managing a guy named Trigger Gum, who's the world champion daredevil, Guinness Book of World Records, jumps a motorcycle, across the length of a football field. The first thing you do when you meet somebody like that, you want to know what are their goals, what do they want to accomplish, where do they come from, where do they want to go, and it's the same thing from all the people I met to get to the point of meeting Trigger Gum, was to be able to understand people's goals and challenges. What are they doing? And if I can somehow elevate their success or connect them with people that would help grow their business or focus on that, not only do I understand how they operate, but at the same time, those people then feel like that you bring value to the table. And then once I understand what their goal is, the second part about understanding your customer's value, believing in your own value, is then delivering on that. Then you have a focused, targeted pitch that you could say, it's interesting, your business is about this, or you're working here, I have an idea for you that now makes sense. You've helped support them or built their business in some way, and now they're a lot more ears than if you're just pushing a product where you don't have any sense about their background.
You've dealt with success with businesses throughout the US. What is success to yourself?
To me, the one that hit me the biggest was on a tape by Earl Nightingale many, many years ago I used to listen to. And his definition was the progressive realization of a worthy goal. And I interpret that as something where you're working towards something that you believe in, that you find has valuable, that you love, you're passionate about, you believe you can offer something to help other people around you in a great and a great way impact them. Like even a college student who's working hard to get the grades, to graduate, to get a job or whatever, is just as successful because they're focused on something as a business person is in the business world if they're on their way towards their goal. And money is definitely a measurement, but in the end result is what are you happy with? Can you sleep at night? Can you wake up feel like what you do impacts people in a positive way? And that's why that word worthy goal, it's not something, somebody makes a lot of money, taking advantage of people or where people are hurt or not effectively built. I think that's why that word worthy goal is critical because, it's got to be something you not only believe in but has benefits for people around you.
You've helped, 300,000 in some way or another because you're public speaking. You've actually spoken to an enormous number of people. You've helped them in their career.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
There was a quote, and I love quotes because it makes you think and puts everything in perspective. And it was by Bill Cosby, who said he doesn't have the answer to success. He has the answer, but many different answers. Whatever, it would take him a while. But he has the true answer to failure, and that is try to please everybody. And in a lot of situations, sometimes I'll just get up and speak, and I know there's people that are not going to agree with what I say. That's okay. I don't listen to everybody, and I don't believe there's one person that has all the answers. But you got to speak from your heart. When people see you're true and you're comfortable in your own skin, they make a connection much better with that than if somebody's trying to do a script or feels like they've got to do it a certain way. You know what? I make mistakes, and a lot of them too. But they're human errors that show that you're human, and I think people can connect better to that. And so when you say you've changed 300,000 people's lives, it's funny. The ones that come to the programs are sometimes the ones who are doing it. The ones who need it the most don't end up taking any information out of it. So you never can please everybody. Once you think you can, you're getting in trouble.
So you've actually then helped, though, in some way, whether it's a small or a large degree. What about yourself, though? Who's helped you?
Many different mentors. There are people helped me manufacturing this pen. There's a company called B&G Plastics International. They manufacture tags for Walmart, all the different major stores, things that you hang stuff on and plastics, and they're just brilliant. They're two people that run the thing, and I always remember somebody saying, surround yourself with people with high intelligence and high integrity, and they have both. They've always just been able to, if I was in a situation stuck and I would call one of them on the phone and they'd be able to say, here's the situation, what do you recommend? And they'd always give me a good, effective way to move forward. And, other mentors, you and I know both. President of Valpak, Joe Bordeaux, we talk many times. He's down to earth. He's very smart, and I'll throw things at him, and he gives me some really interesting ideas. But what's great about networking? I'll just summarize this. What you just said. Who are your mentors? Nobody should have one person they think they just want to be like. Because it's dangerous. Because you're going to always hopefully surpass that or change it. There's no one. You're yourself. You got to be comfortable in what who you are. So Bruce Lee was always fascinated with his background, and he had this saying that he would collect information from different sources because he never believed in one way of fighting. And he would then discard what's not useful and then create his own style based upon that information. And I believe that's the way we should be networking and mentoring people or finding mentors, is you go out and try to get the highest integrity and intelligence around you. You collect what you can find useful, you discard what isn't, and you create your own method based upon who you are. So,
where do you see Barry Farber in 20 years' time?
Just spending a lot of time with my kids. I live for them, and my wife and kids would just hang and enjoying them growing. Hopefully they'll be out of the house, but I'd still like to be close to them. And but I just want to always be climbing and doing something that's a challenge, because I just think that's what gets you up in the morning and gives you the energy. And when you don't have something in front of you to pull you forward, I think we die inside. And they actually did a study of people who were over 100 years old and why they lived so long. Some of them drank, some of them smoked, some of them didn't exercise. You know what they had in common? They were all engaged in life. They didn't stop. They kept doing things. They were planting. One guy's 108 or something, planting trees. You want to talk about, hope here? This guy, he believes it's going to take 25 years to grow. He thinks he's going to live to 150. With that kind of mentality, once you retire, and I mean, it's okay to retire, but once you say that you're not doing anything, your brain decays. Atrophy happens. You break down. You need to keep moving. Any organism, basic function of life, if it stops moving, dies. And I think when we stop moving and we stop getting involved in life and engaged, something in our mental capacity dies. It's the same with even physical fitness. You don't use it, you lose it. all around. So 20 years, I just want to be engaged in things that I love and that they're challenging.
Why do you relate to the audience? I mean, you do though, but the audience can actually, they go, this guy is talking my language.
You know what? My father gave me a book many years ago called I Dare You, and it was written by William Danforth, the founder of Ralston Purina, and there was one great quote in there. There was a couple of them, but this one I remember, it said, to be your own self at your very best all the time. Now that you look at that, to be your own self at your very best all the time is not as easy as it sounds, and I think I try to do that. If you feel like, there's certain things you can't say, but I try to say exactly how I feel sometimes, even if it's gonna, somebody's involved, but I'm not gonna waste time. One of the people I work with, some clients, especially one in mind, loves people who are just straight shooters, and I think people respect that because they know exactly where you stand, and there's no games, and you just tell them how it is, and I think that helps, and it's not easy to get to that point. That's why sometimes falling down, getting back up, and learning what happened gets you a better understanding of how to do that. So.
If somebody wants to find out more about what you do,
BarryFarber.com, and email me and anything. We'll send them a nice complimentary gift.
A pen. BarryFarber.com. Fantastic. Barry Farber, thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure. Good to see you.
Thank you.